Ted, do you think there will be any stimulus money? Let me just lead into this with, I went back in December as part of a team to meet with then President-elect Obama's transition team to talk about wave energy and explain the significance of it. And there were people, of course, from Oregon. I was the person from Hawaii, and there were some from the East Coast. And we made an impression. I went armed with a picture of President-elect Obama surfing at Sandy Beach,
right.
which was here. This is what we're talking about, the power of the ocean. But we've been moving ahead, working with people over there in the President's administration to make sure that wave energy is moving ahead. And then there is a bill that's been introduced by a House of Representatives member and signed by 6 other members directly promoting, it's Jay Inslee, I believe, directly promoting wave energy. So I'm wondering if there's stimulus money out there that is going to help with wave energy companies?
There actually is a solicitation on the street now from the Department of Energy for advanced wave technologies.
Great.
And we know of, I know of at least 3 projects that are planning to apply that have their eye on doing that in Hawaii.
Okay.
So,
and is there a number or a website that you could give our viewers for international companies?
Grants.gov is the place to go.
Okay, grants.gov.
Grants.gov.
Okay, because that would really help. And then you talked earlier today, before we went on air, about getting to the point of having feed-in tariffs. If
Right.
you could explain what that is.
Well, the feed-in tariff is really a horrible name for a very exciting proposition. The feed-in tariff simply says that for a particular technology, the utility is going to be able to pay a fixed rate for a fixed term, and have a certain amount of megawatts is going to set aside and say, you know, first in line to come in at this price point, we're going to take your energy. And it standardizes the interconnection requirements, and it's a methodology that's been used in Europe and in some other locations to expedite bringing renewable energy onto the grid.
So it means that they can go to the bank with this agreement and say, look, this is what we're going to be paid, and then they can get their financial help to get the project going.
Right. It helps them in their financial size. It also helps in the timing. And it really it helps the consumer because it brings in that firm, or non-firm in some cases, but in the wave case, it would be mostly firm energy that would have a grid component to it as well.
Now explain what that means, because that, to me, is one of the most exciting things about wave energy, that it really is a firm or practically firm power. What
Right.
does that mean?
Well, firm means that it doesn't, in simple terms, it doesn't come and go as the resource comes and goes. It's something on which you can put in your base load. It doesn't change, and you can assume that load is pretty much going to be there for you to be able to supply your electricity demand on the grid.
Well, so maybe if people look at the idea of solar power, there are days when it's cloudy and we don't have the solar power. When we look at wind power, there are days when the winds just stop, and so we don't have the wind power. But with your wave regime, in Hawaii, it's almost a constant regime. And then with the NOAA buoys or the NOAA forecasting, they will know 24 to 48 hours out if there's going to be some sort of a change for the wave energy climate. So
Right.
as the head of Maui Electric told me, he said that virtually makes it a firm, or we can count on it, power.
Right, it's very predictable. And in fact, one way that those waves are used is that there is a spot several miles north of Maui called Jaws, where the waves, I believe, get up towards the 40-foot level.
I see.
And that they can predict and see those waves coming down from the North Pacific 6, 12, 24 hours in advance. And that to get out there, they have to ride jet skis to get carried out there. They get a lift out there, and then they go out and ride the waves. So the electric company would have that same advantage. They'd be able to plan on that electricity being there, and if it's not going to be there, they'll be able to plan on that as well.
And make adjustments so the system doesn't crash and people don't end up
With
without
the lights
power.
off, right.
Yeah, so it really makes so much sense. Well, I again reach out to people internationally to invite you to come to Hawaii to test out wave energy converters. And we'd love to have you come to Hawaii anyway, I mean, just to come and enjoy our beautiful climate and our beautiful state. But we particularly want to invite wave energy companies to come here. And Ted Peck from the Department of Business and Economic Development is going to be leading the green energy charge, and wave energy will play a major role. I did receive a note from EPRI again about that on Oahu, this is just on our island, that at least an additional 200 megawatts could come from wave energy. But it may not be practical or possible until about the year 2015. Well, that's not long.
No.
I mean, for that amount, maybe, I mean,
No,
we certainly can get
those
it.
numbers, we've got some analysis to do, but those numbers from everything that I've looked at and from talking with the Hawaii Natural Energy Institute and with our staff who are experts in this area, Andy Gill, that kind of that resonates with me, those numbers.
So 2015, we should see a significant increase with the wave energy power. And University of Hawaii, that designation as the Wave Center or the Ocean Renewable Energy Center came with money, right?
It did.
So it's about $5 million for?
It currently is about $5 million
For?
of federal money over 5 years with a match from some of the partners. But it's quite possible that we'll see an increase in that funding.
Well, that's part of the group that I was part of back encouraging the Obama administration to get more money in there. One of the things was don't try to reinvent the wheel. We have the two centers. One is in Oregon and one in Hawaii. And let's get those funded at a level where it's really going to make a difference. So we can't call it shovel ready with wave energy, but we can call it water ready, where we can get those projects into the water and get them going.